Hello student, welcome to this new video lecture related to the chapter Evans tries an O-level. Here in this video we shall discuss about the time when Evans is going to appear for his exam, German O-level exam. How he gets ready to appear for exam, how Mr. Jackson tells him to get ready, to keep things away that doesn't require. What follows next? Who is coming to invigilate? All these things we shall discuss in this video today. So let's begin. I would like to remind you, the last we have studied is the time when Mr. Jackson and Mr. Stephens visited Evans in his cell. While Evans woke up, Mr. Jackson told him to get saved because someone was going to invigilate. It was his examination day. He agreed. But there was a discussion related to his bobble hat. Evans did not want to part with the hat. So that is why Jackson granted, but he called him Shirley Temple. Why? Because of his wavy hair. So we shall begin from here. Let's see from page number 74. Just this once, then Shirley Temple. Mr. Jackson calls him Shirley Temple. Whom? To Evans. Why? Because of his wavy hair. Shirley Temple was a British heroine actress, quite famous for her wavy hair. Her hair was quite wavy and she was quite famous. That is why Evans is also compared to Shirley Temple. If there was one thing that Jackson genuinely loathed means hated. Jackson hated what? He hated the wavy hair of Evans. That is why he calls him Shirley Temple. About Evans, it was his long wavy hair and get saving. And then he suggested him get saved. At 8:45, the same morning, the Reverend Stuart McLeary. Who is Reverend Stuart McLeary? Reverend, most respectable Stuart McLeary was a parson, a priest in the Church of St. Mary Magdalene, and he was assigned to invigilate Evans' exam. So he came out that morning at 8:45. He came out from his house. McLeary left his bachelor flat in Broad Street. He was living in Broad Street and stepped out briskly towards Carfax. So he went towards Carfax. Therefrom he had to go to a HM prison where he was supposed to invigilate. The weatherman reported temperatures considerably below the normal for early June. The weather report was unusual. The weatherman reported that the temperature will be considerably low for early June. You know, in June, temperature is quite high. And a long black overcoat and sallow crowned clerical hat. He was wearing a long overcoat and a sallow hat. Provided welcome protection. So it was providing him welcome protection from the drizzle. It was raining too. So that long coat was safeguarding him from the steady drizzle which had set in half an hour earlier, which started half an hour earlier as proposed by the weatherman, which now spattered the thick lenses of his spectacles. There were droplets of rain water over his speckle lenses. In his right hand, he was carrying a small brown suitcase because he was going to invigilate. So, in his right hand, he was carrying a small brown suitcase which contained all that he would need for his morning duties. And in the suitcase, he had everything, whatever he required for his morning duties. What were the contents? Including a sealed question paper envelope. What was inside? Inside was a sealed question paper envelope. What else was inside the box? Brown suitcase, yellow invigilation form, an authentication card from board, examination board, a special authentication card from examination board, a paper knife. Not only that, he also carried a paper knife. A Bible, a copy of Bible was also inside the suitcase, brown suitcase. He was to speak for Women's Guild that afternoon. Guild Association on the book of Ruth. It is a topic, it is an episode in Bible and a current copy of the Church Times. He also carried a copy of Church Times. He was carrying a copy of magazine Church Times. The 2-hour examination was scheduled to start at 9:15. So his proposed examination was scheduled to start at 9:15. But was this going to happen? Was this going to be a reality? We'll discuss. Evans was lathering his face vigorously when Stephens brought in 2 small square tables. Evans was lathering, he was about to shave. So, taking soap, he was lathering his face vigorously, strongly, just to soften his face. When Stephens brought in 2 small square tables, Stephens brought 2 square tables for sitting purpose, examination should be conducted, and set them opposite each other in the narrow space between the bunk on the one side and on the other a distempered stone wall. So at one side there was the bunk. This was bunk for sleeping purpose, and at one end there was a wall, and in between he put 2 square tables. Opposite each other in the narrow space between the bunk on the one side and on the other a distempered means colored, having paint. Next Stephens brought in 2 hard chairs. Next he brought in 2 hard chairs as well. the slightly less battered of which two chairs were there, and there was one less battered, less spoilt, less worn out, of which he placed in front of the table. He placed one up, less battered, less worn out, less damaged, in front of one table, which stood near the cell door. One was near the cell door, and he puts that less worn out, less damaged chair beside the cell door. Jackson put in a brief final appearance. Jackson appears there finally. Behave yourself, laddie. And he said, behave yourself, boy. Evans turned and nodded. Evans looked at him and nodded, yes, boss. And these, Jackson pointed to the pin-ups. There were some posters too. So he pointed to those posters. And these must be put off from here. Off. Take it out. Evans turned and nodded again. Yes, boss, whatever you say. I was going to take them down anyway. Actually, I was going to do the same, what you are telling me now. A minister, isn't he? Surely, a minister is coming to invigilate a very prominent person. A parson. The chap is coming to sit, the person who is coming to sit here is a minister, a parson, a priest. And how did you know that? Then Jackson asked. And how do you know that? Who told you? Well, I had to sign some forms, didn't I? You yourself, because you made me sign so many forms. That is why nobody else told me. You yourself told me about this, that someone prominent coming to this place. Well, I could not help. That is why I could not help. I knew about it. Evans drew the razor carefully down his left cheek. He carefully drew the razor. He was in the process of cleaning, saving, and left a neat swath in the white leather, a stripe. While he was cleaning, a stripe came out, a swath. Can I ask you something, Mr. Jackson? He simply asked, Mr. Jackson, may I ask you something? Why did they have to bug me in the cell? Tell me why they have put a microphone in the cell. Who is going to listen? He nodded his head vaguely to a point above the door. Vaguely, clearly, look where? At that point, who had put that microphone bug? Not a very neat job, conceded Jackson. At this point, Jackson admitted that it was not a very good job. It was not a neat and clean job. He must not know. Mr. Evans must not know that someone is going to listen him. And whoever did it did not justify his job. Remaining we'll discuss in next video. Thank you very much.